Guys, Thursday. Right? What are we looking at today? Well, in what could only be described as a landslide, you perverted bastards picked Goat Boy from Southern Tier. This is an Imperial Weizenbock, brewed with 2 varieties of hops and 5 types of malts. When words don't say enough, we just tell Chuck to go fuck himself. Color, deep ruby. Bitterness, low to moderate. Aroma, banana and sweet malts. Flavor, caramelized bananas. Bready with a mild sweetness. The alcohol is 7.5%. And the cap looks something like that. Okay. I have no idea what that was. Okay, let's see. This is from Johnnie. Johnnie Watson. So why don't we use the Don't Mess with Texas opener. Goat Boy. This must be some Tallhead beer. I'm sorry. I still hold true to my original comment. If it was left entirely up to me, I think I'd just nuke them all. Hey, a guy had a good point this morning. They're like, well, you know, the Russians kind of look like they're going after the rebels, which are supposed to be the good guys, and versus going after ISIS, and it is ISIS. What is this ISIL? Why don't you go stick an ISIL up your ass? ISIS. And I was actually thinking as this guy, it came out of his mouth, it's just like, why don't we just all step back and let them wipe themselves out? Because I'm really not clear who the good guy really is supposed to be over there. They pretty much all want us dead, and then when the piece of shits move here, they want us. I mean, how many things have you seen? This company isn't selling bacon. This company isn't doing that. This because they don't want to offend the Muslims. Well, fuck the Muslims. Guess what? You're in America, motherfucker. This is supposed to be the melting... See, I haven't even... Well, other than that, which is just a really thick Coca-Cola. You're in America. We're a melting pot. People come here usually because they're fleeing their rat-infested bullshit country. So when you get here, you become part of us. You don't tell us how to become part of you. If your shit is so great, go back. Bye-bye. We won't miss you at all. Stick your towel up your ass. Stick Mecca in your butt. Do whatever. I completely disagree. The whole religion is based on anger and kill everybody. I mean, in Star Trek, that was called the Borg. We want to assimilate you. We want to make... Go home. Leave. Go back to your little shithole where you came from, and then shoot your neighbor. Okay, well, the blow-up was right there at the beginning. Okay. Well, it has brownish. It almost kind of looks like Coca-Cola. Doesn't smell as much like banana and cloves as I was expecting, but it definitely a little bit, but more with a caramelized kind of a sweetness to it. Oh yeah. 55 FJ Iron Pig. I think I put that all together. You're not the only one. You and Multi-Gunman are always just like, have a beer and a shot of something. That is an excellent idea. I like where your head's at right now. I'm just trying to decide what I want. You just look at her. Guns, guns, guns. That looks good. That looks good. It was either the Bushmill or the Jameson, and the Bushmill's not open yet, and the Jameson is, so a shot of something. Okay. Okay, that was an excellent idea. And Multi-Gunman, I know you are a big time into whiskeys and bourbons and. Seriously though, I really wanted to bust back into the Cooper's Reserve that Stripey McCatpuss. Okay, let's get this ball rolling. Let's talk politics in a moment. I don't remember who. We were talking about a particular beer and said that if you... Was it Joey? Dirt Dart? I don't know, I apologize. Adding some whiskey to it. We've done that before, haven't we? The old Boilermaker or depth charge or whatever you want to call it. Okay. Cheers, guys. An Imperial Weizenbock. Interesting combination. The Bock is, I don't know, I always associate the Bock a little bit with like a nut brown kind of flavors, typical of a nut brown. Whereas the Hefeweizen, you know, you're always going to be going to remind you of banana and clove. And to me, the really good ones that I've had, you know, one of the first things that ever scored a 10 was like something that I shouldn't even like, but that wheat, that sort of that wheat beer-ish part of it is what I typically don't like. Well, because this is like a hybrid version of something. You almost notice the, like, Bock characteristics first. It's kind of, well, not JR10 Desert Gold sweet, but it's got a little bit sweeter side, like a roasted caramel malt. Of course, there is five malts coming at you in this one. Kind of that sweet maltiness. Then it's got kind of an edginess to it, like someone just, I really wouldn't call it boozy. I mean, 7.5. It's like if they're giving it up at 7.5, that's not all that good, but it almost has that intensity of like you just did a shot of Jameson kind of a thing. Almost like a little spot of booziness A little bit of a warming there. This is very far removed from the stereotypical banana and clove that you would normally be getting with something that's a Hefeweizen kind of a beer. It's actually very unique. Unique has usually two pretty serious. Like you get set up on a blind date and a friend asks you, so what'd you think of Rebecca? Well, she was unique. Yeah, it's almost, I guess I don't know what else to categorize that as. A boozy kind of a alcohol warming to it. It's 7.5. And I've had shit that was like 10% that you're like going, alcohol, where are you? Because I'm certainly not getting any of it in the beer. Did I get that right? 55 FJ Iron Pig. Gotta love the Confederate flag. Got the big ass one hanging in there that Jim gave me. Oh, and also as a sneak, it's a sneak for you guys before it comes out. This wasn't Steven. This wasn't your idea, because as I left the comment back to you, I had already thought about it. When I deal with a good company, and the company I'm talking about is Loke Grips, I like to reciprocate the friendship and the way I was treated by some of these companies. In the case of them, I have been dealing directly with the owner, and it just seems like a super nice guy. And yes, both Heffy and I can't remember who else sent me links. If you go to Loke's Facebook page and just scroll down, they do specialty stuff. I mean, if you want something, I mean, say you have some, I don't know, some knick-knack, or you can get something made for your channel or whatever, they will incorporate that into the grip. One of the things, like Heffy sent me a picture of, but I had already been there and done that and talked to Jason, the owner, was a, I don't know what kind of wood it was. I don't actually know if he said, but I've talked to Jason since then, and it's a fairly rare and exotic wood that intermingles basically the zombie green, the Slimer green, and black. So it will end up looking. This is their Ridgeback model, or Ridgeback style, and I like the Spec Ops, the ones that are on the gun right now. And they are going to be making me it's going to be just, well, I know how, and you guys need a visual. I'm okay. I'm okay with visuals. You can just look at the chick. Loke is going to be making me these Spec Ops. This is the orange and black, and they're making me the Slimer green and black. And I want to, but they're not going to be G10. Like I said, they're going to be this wood. Want to see my wood? So, but I told Jason, I said, I'm so impressed with the company in general. the way you treat your customers. If you got something in your brain and you want to contact them, they will try to produce that for you. I actually, Christine, one of the things that she pretty much stole permanently out of the safe and has been using it instead of her Smith & Wesson 38 revolver, Model 10. She's been using the Baby Eagle because it holds a lot more ammo and she shoots it very well. But I don't like the grips that are on that, and he doesn't have something in his lineup right now, but I'm actually thinking about, I want to talk to him and see if I can actually send him a set of grips for that gun, if he can make me a custom set for her. And I would probably do the Slimer green, because she has this, she doesn't really do the whole zombie genre thing, but the Slimer green, I mean, sitting right over there is a set of Slimer green luggage. So, I'm not sure when. I haven't decided if I want to wait until I get the custom set of grips from him, or do it sooner than later, but I am going to do a giveaway. And they, Jason said that he'd supply the grips. I'm just like, well, I would have taken care of it. But if he's going to supply the grips, I'm thinking about doing another set. So we'll end up doing 2 sets. I'll take care of one set, with all the side money that comes in from Chuck to take care of this kind of stuff. I know he doesn't like people to know about it, or didn't want me really talking about it, but he's always so good covering stuff and sending brews, and just ever since he put me on his recommended channels list, it's just been an influx of new people and activity that I don't know how to show my appreciation. I got something in my eye. I don't know how to show my appreciation to Chuck. More than just saying thank you. Yeah, this flavors aren't bad. I like that. I mean, seriously, when it comes to that whole, well, what did they say? Open this bottle. For your turn to flash the external gesture of a high voltage rock and roll. Seriously? Aroma. Banana and sweet malts. Got the sweet malts part. Flavor, caramelized bananas. Bready with a mild sweetness. It's more like a roasted malt and caramel. I mean, like right at the very end, you get a little bit of a banana, but I mean, it's almost like they just took a guess and they threw 2 different kind of characteristics of a beer up and then called it that, where in fact they've kind of created something all to their own. If that alcohol content was a little higher, I'd say it might be worth trying to cellar one of these and see how it turns out. That was also an excellent question. What to cellar and how long to cellar something. Typically IPAs, you want them as fresh as you can get them. Stouts, Imperial stout, stuff, the darker ones, I've seen some of them that actually said, can be cellared for, they recommended like up to 3 to 5 years. I don't know. I don't know if I could sit on any one particular thing for that long, but I don't know. It's like an experiment. You know, look at the investment into the bottle. If you paid $55 and screwed it up, you know, then you're out $55. But if you bought a bottle of beer for, I don't know, something like the Dogfish Head might run you the 120. You know, that's probably one of the most expensive single bottles of beer that I've seen up to this point in time. And so to screw one of those up, yeah, you know, but that's still not all that much. So, you know, if you're going to experiment on something, if it works out, it works out. If not, you're just kind of out. You're more or less out the time that you've waited around to see if it gets any better or not. But my personal thought is I'm finding the ones that really are changing in their characteristics are the ones that are higher in the alcohol. That chemistry that's going on in the bottle. But the only thing I don't like about this, and I still don't know if it's one of the malts or if it's the alcohol, because 7.5% shouldn't be giving it that edginess, but there is. And you notice that kind of booziness or alcohol warming in there, and that's about the only thing that I would tear this down as far as would I get it again, or you know, kind of a thing. Like, no, I would not get this again. Am I going to give it a shitty review? Absolutely not. It still has good flavor, but I mean, it all starts out with those like caramelized malts. Heavy in the banana? No. That kind of booziness wall, and then like nothing, and then a little bit of a banana, and you know, fine caramelized banana as it tails off. But the only thing along the whole way is that little wall of edgy booziness. And I put myself on an automatic curfew on this one. A, I ordered the girls dinner, and B, there's only so much life left on the battery, so with the sound of the dog, that means dinner is here. It was my turn to cook, and I make some frickin' awesome Chinese. Seriously. War wonton soup, steak Q, Imperial Weizenbock Goat Boy from Southern Tier, and I appreciate everybody that bothered to vote. And it was a fair amount of you this time. But like I said, the count, I was just like, I think I had 5 votes for Goat Boy, and at that point in time there was only 1 for the Mutt Brown. So it ended up being like 1, 2 for the Mutt Brown. Yes, we have a dog, I know. Be right there. 7.5%. If that edgy kind of booziness is all because of the alcohol and not some of the malts, Southern Tier did not do a good job in hiding the booze. Serve in a Weizen glass. That's probably why I didn't serve it in a Weizen glass. Son of a bitch. Okay, everybody go back to the start. We'll do this all over again. Okay, Goat Boy on the E scale. I'd give this a 7.5. You know, it's worth a one-time try. You might turn out that you like it. For the characteristics of a Weizen versus a Bock, I don't know. It's not even really meeting up to what they even have on the back. Bitterness is low to moderate. It's not really bitter at all. The booziness, on the other hand, would be moderate to more. Aroma, banana, and sweet malts. Not really. Sweet malts, yes. Flavors, caramelized bananas.
Hey, hon.
Huh?
Did you order fried rice?
Probably not.
Okay.
So, otherwise, tomorrow, after Steven's review, now I really want to try it even more. And it's kind of like, I don't know if it's cheating or not, because he gave this actually a fairly high review, considering it was coming from him. Rocket Fuel Imperial Pale Ale. This one is 9.5%, and it's from Mustang Brewing. So I'll be taking a look at this one tomorrow. If there is a tomorrow, of course. Shit could happen. So, okay guys, cheers. Everybody stay safe, and we will see you tomorrow.